World War I, 1914. The first time war was fought on a global scale. In response, we made the League of Nations, a body where people came together to express their ideas and solve any problems peacefully. Well, this obviously failed, plummeting the world into World War II, the bloodiest war of our time. This is something we just could not handle. There's no way out. And then came Hiroshima. For a disaster of this scale, there had to be a way. There had to be something you can do to make up for it. Something you can do to make sure something like this never happens again.
Bosnia,
Thus, the UN was
Singapore,
born.
Japan, Somalia. The names of these nations are like names of individual people. People with different personalities, characteristics, and values. Nations are people, and the United Nations is united people on different continents with different social and economic...
71 successful years after the UN has been created, and with about 193 countries, we are currently in New York headquarters of the UN. They have tackled many crises, some of them being the refugee crisis, the melting of the polar ice caps, poverty, HIV and AIDS control, and many others.
To prevent the Security Council from finding the unity necessary to end this war. And so I ask again, Mr. President, what will it take?
Russian Ambassador
Now, since you know what
Vitaly
the UN
Churkin.
is created, let's go to MUN, Model United Nations, and see how things are going.
I'm going to be talking about a world crisis. I'm going to be talking about Somalia.
Today I am going to talk about the Somalian food crisis.
I will be speaking about the Somalia food crisis.
And I'll be talking about the Somalian food crisis.
Once upon a time, there was a man and a woman and their two children. The man and the woman and their two children had no food. Thus the man and the woman and the children died. The end. A similar story is playing out in the nation of Somalia.
20 million people across East Africa, Yemen, and around the world face famine and starvation. And 6 of those 20 million people are in Somalia. Somalia is located in the Horn of Africa and is considered a least developed country by the UN. Somalia has maintained an informal economy based mainly on livestock and farming. Somalia has a poverty headcount rate of 51.6%. That's more than its entire population, than half of its entire population. So it isn't surprising to find that 2 out of every 5 people in Somalia don't have enough to eat. Currently called a Category 1 emergency, and only Syria is categorized a Category 1 emergency. It is facing the second worst, the second food crisis in the last decade, and this drought that it is facing is the worst in the last 25 years.
Militant groups like Al-Shabaab make it very hard for the aid equipment and food contributed by the UN and other nations to pass into Somalia. They frequently target these aid workers by looting and sabotaging, and like in extreme cases even murder.
Providing food aid in the south of Somalia has proved to be quite a task because it is under the control of Al-Shabaab, the Islamist militants who oppose the UN World Food Programme under the belief that food aid undermines local food production. However, the International Medical Corps have worked with 1,400 households to boost seed and grain harvest storage protection by the use of metal silos, and they have also rehabilitated 16 traditional water reservoirs and protected 6 shallow wells.
The only way to prevent this devastating loss of life is for donors and international leaders to act now. I think that we can help the situation in Somalia and prevent a repeat of this food crisis. On human appeal, for every 100 euros you donate, you are providing a Somalian family with emergency aid, including essentials such as medical care, food, and water.
United Nations has declared their grief concerns to such situations, but in my opinion, I think organizations such as United Nations and countries, they only express their concerns. They say, "Oh, we're saddened about the situation. People over there are being not able to have enough food," things like that. But then what I think is, why don't you do something about it? Like if we have the power and the money to do something about the crisis, then we should help them as much as we can.
So till now there has been work done. UN is funding this plan called Somalia Humanitarian Response Plan. There are refugee camps right now. There are many aid agencies like Oxfam and Care International, and all of these agencies are demanding money from the international community. However, the problem is that we are getting really less funds to help these people, and all of the money is coming in really slowly. So right now, at this point, we need immediate help, immediate international action, and so the question remains, will we get it?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Can I go?
I'm going to be talking about Brexit.
I'll be talking about EU referendum and Brexit.
I'm going to talk about Brexit.
Brexit is the planned withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the EU. Brexit itself is an abbreviation for British exit from the EU. The referendum itself took place on the 23rd of June of 2016, and the results are as follows. 17.4 million people voted that the UK should leave the European Union, while 16.1 million people voted to remain.
It's important to leave the European Union because they need their own developing economy and culture. And most importantly, Brexit supporters use it to oppose immigration. So basically what happened in Syria from the last few months. So a lot of the refugees are going to Europe, and Brexit was a way to reduce the amount of refugees coming from Syria into Europe, into Britain.
And about the economy, so far David Cameron and his Chancellor George Osborne and many other senior figures who wanted to stay in the EU predicted an immediate economic crisis if the UK voted to leave. The house prices would fall and there would be a recession with a big rise in unemployment.
In my opinion, what really matters right now is this trade agreement, because if this doesn't go out well, then this can halt many of Britain's trades with the trades with the European Union and can damage the British economy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the South China Sea is critically a commercial gateway for many countries, and it's also a significant portion of the world's merchant shipping. And so basically that's why it's an economic and strategic sub-region of the Indo-Pacific.
China wants to take over the South China Sea, and they have started to construct various land masses in the water body. They want to take over the South China Sea because of its abundance in various oils and other useful resources.
So China has been building military camp, air bases, and they were deploying thousands of troops in South China Sea as if it's their territory. So USA stood up against China for this dispute, saying that you're violating it's an international crime, you're violating the international law. So USA hence called for Australia's help, since Australia is best known for its blue navies. It has massive and very strong blue navy.
A few solutions to this could be of other member states equally dividing the resources and sharing the responsibility of the South China Sea, because if one state takes the entire responsibility of the sea, the responsibility increases.
Australia couldn't really deny US's request, but Australia couldn't really take an action against China. So the Australia government's parliament, they deployed troops outside the boundaries, 20 kilometers outside the boundaries of South China Sea, to look after their action. But they couldn't deploy further as USA requested, since China maintained the international law saying that deploying and conducting intelligence activities such as sending fighters and flights over their territory is violating international crime, violating international law when they themselves are doing international crime. So it has been a big issue.
I believe China should negotiate with the other countries as to which country gets what and how much. And if a resolution is not passed, then I believe the land must go to the country it is nearest to. And as of recent time, China has been taking great aims to seize this land, and the Philippines, led by their leader Duterte, is also a strong competitor in this dispute.
This is the only peaceful solution.
I hope you guys will think about this problem again and come up with a solution. Thank you, everyone.
Antarctica is one of the most poorly understood parts of our planet. It is colder, larger, and less accessible than the Arctic. Most of Antarctica's shells are collapsing and the ice sheet is melting, therefore losing mass. Now, how can we help this condition? Along with doing the obvious things such as using less fossil fuels and planting more trees, we can also reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and install renewable energy and energy efficient systems in Antarctica. We can also implement climate adoption strategies. This makes our ecosystem more resilient and makes it easier for the organisms to cope with the changing conditions. Thank you.
I'm going to be talking about the climate gap. So the climate gap refers to how climate change impacts various ethnic and socioeconomic groups in the United States. Although it's not very well known, it is a growing issue in the United States, and it typically affects the colored people and the low-income groups people. So one of the first steps to addressing the climate gap is to address this conversation gap. There should be maximization of opportunities for these groups, both environment and job opportunity wise. They should be informed about how to avoid and counter extreme heat, and should be given certain financial aid to do so. To an extent, this can be done independently, but to completely accomplish a reduced gap, the environment's protection is necessary as well. So capping the total amount of greenhouse gases and issuing permits to make sure that people don't cross a certain limit can be done. And people should focus on concentrated sources of climate change. So maybe an industry releasing too many wastes, and they should address the issue and take action to reduce the emissions. Also, there should be community centers that enable people to report any area which has a high amount of pollution, and there should be new policies implemented that are focused on reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. And furthermore, every new fuel that is thought to be implemented should be well researched to know its advantages and disadvantages. For example, ethanol, which is a biofuel, it is seemingly eco-friendly and it's eco-friendly and it's a biofuel, but it can have many environmental impacts. The biofuel refineries, they release a lot of harmful byproducts, and this can be very harmful to the adjacent people living there. So they must be looked into carefully. And yeah, these are a few possible solutions to reduce the gap and bridge the gap. It is on us as citizens of the world to take initiative to reduce the climate gap, to stop segregation, and to slow down this inevitable climate change. As for my belief, climate change is real.
It's happening all the time. It's happening as I speak. And if climate change is real, if discrimination and segregation is real, so is the climate gap. Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It took a lot of hard work and effort from our side, and thank you for anybody who watched the whole video. The last speech was a bit long, but we just wanted to make sure everybody could express their points. Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Akhil, and thank you. Also, make sure to ask every delegate in the room what they're doing. I'm sure they'll be more than happy.